Hello and welcome to a special BADLego mock review. This is of a set I've made and just completed this weekend, so I thought I'd do a quick video just to give you an overview. Let me know what you think, and if you've made your own, tell us about it, see what you've got. So, first of all, the outside of the Malibu mansion. There's been a couple of sets I've seen like this, and I lifted a few ideas, like the floating helicopter. I thought was a good idea to recreate the scene from Iron Man 3. But what I've done is basically gone in and taken some castle pieces, castle elements, stacked them up, added a few extra bricks to fill in the gaps and give it a bit more colour and texture. And that means then that the Malibu mansion actually sits on like 2 stories of cliff, which makes it a bit more accurate. I've also got some greenery, some trees, a couple of little parrots in there as well. So the outsides looks a lot better, I think, once it's lifted up, and it makes it appear a lot bigger. It makes this set that I've made pretty huge. So there it is, side on. So again, I know this isn't entirely movie accurate, but this helicopter is one of the sets you get with the Iron Man 3 set, so I thought I'd just pop that in. Okay, so that's what it looks like from the front. The inside, though, is where all the action happens. So this is the lab itself. So I'll go through some of my highlights and talk about the bits that I've gone here that I like. And what bits I've added to the lab as well. Before I do that, what I will say, if you wanted to recreate this yourself, I printed off instructions from the Lego website. So mine is different. It shares some of the elements. I've got a few bits I'm going to change and tweak it to make it look like their one. But I certainly copied a lot of the steps that the Hall of Armour is on. Got some ideas for that and some of the extra bricks. So let's go and have a look at this set in more detail. So one of my favourite features, not one of my favourite, but one of the bits I enjoyed making was the couch that goes in the mansion, because I took some of the control panels and dummy out of the mansion. It left it a bit bare. So what I thought was I'd build this. It's a kind of a bit hit and miss, and I've got another tan piece from BrickLink that I'm going to sort of use and incorporate to make this a bit bigger. But this is quite a straightforward little sofa. I try and hold it still, so if you wanted to copy this, you can do. But it depends what minifigures you're going to put on it. I think the feet look quite good, and I thought it just adds an extra bit of detail into the mansion itself. I've also, I'll just show you that, built a little bar area. So I know from the comics Tony Stark likes a drink, so I thought I'd put that in there as well. But everything else is pretty much the same. I just filled in the gaps with some plates to give a bit of extra floor space. It's slightly different from the original. However, what I have done is taken out the control panel, which I mentioned, added on a couple of dials and levers, and pop that in to the corner. I've also taken out dummy and Tony Stark himself, and also the little hardware table. What I have done, which is again a clue I took from the Lego instructions they gave us, was build a couple of canisters, because I thought they've added a bit of sort of laboratory detail. I've also, which I think is really cool, and I think this is a nice little detailed bit of feature from the first film, is created Tony Stark's mini arc reactor from Iron Man 1, the film. In that, when he has his arc reactor taken by the bad guy, I can't remember his name, Pepper gives this to it, and he uses this to save his life. So I've built that in, a couple of round studs, glass dome, and a single blue transparent stud. Just show you this bit. Basically it fits in. It's just like a Technic peg with that stud on top. Sits in nicely. That's one feature which I really like. I've shown you the Mark 1 armour in more detail in another video, so if you want to go and have a look at that in more detail you can do, but I think this is fits perfectly. So I've got the Mark 6 and Mark 7, and I've taken the glass from the Malibu mansion upstairs, and I've got War Machine, the Heartbreaker armour, and Mark 42 armour. And these sit nicely, you can even see that, on just single square studs, modified studs. And that means I can lift out the Iron Man suit and sort of swap them around really easily. Click. So, in the Lego instructions that I showed you earlier, it's got the arm which I've used because I thought that was quite a nice feature. But one of the things I've added myself, which I think is quite cool, is this little stand. And on here I've got a Batman Batarang, which I know is from DC. But I've also got a little lightsaber hilt, which is obviously from Star Wars, so that's completely different. I thought it would be quite cool if Tony Stark had acquired these somehow and was putting them on display in his lab. One thing I have built, which is just really me messing around with some black pieces. I had a spare suit from the Malibu mansion, so I thought I'd use that. Is I've made a little manufacturing plant where a suit's being made. Got some cable in there. So that's under construction at the moment. Again, that is featured in one of the scenes in Iron Man 1. And finally I've just got some extra details. A chest with a suit of armour and some little bits and tools in there. The main centerpiece where Tony Stark puts his suit on. But overall I'm really pleased with this mock. It's quite big. Spent a little bit of money on Bricklink, but you can get everything you want on Bricklink, so I definitely recommend that. But let me know what you think. If you've got any comments, let me know what you think. Like it, subscribe, as I'll be doing a couple more videos soon as well. Thanks for watching.